Buenas noches. Welcome back to another episode of the BPM podcast, your favorite podcast in the world. If you're not following me on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram, and now on Facebook, um, go ahead and do so. I appreciate it. It'll help the channel out. It'll help the podcast out. Thank you so much for everybody that listens. And again, share, subscribe, like, comment. All the comment sections are open. I'm not afraid of the fade. I'm not afraid of the fire. I'm not afraid of the nothing. Just come at me. I might be wrong sometimes, but most of the time I'm right. So get at it with it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into these episode real quick. Last week was a little crazy um, because I was busy with everything else other than the podcast. Right? I knew I had to record last week's episode, but it just didn't pan out like I wanted to. Uh, I was, and that made me think that I need to have. But that's the thing. Makes me think that I want to have a backup episode or be recording the episode um, in advance, right? Because I recorded the week is gonna be released. It releases on Wednesday and it's recorded that same night, that same week, that same day. So it's not like, oh, which I think I might have to do. This is nothing to do with. I don't even know why I'm explaining to myself, but my bad. I apologize for not releasing. Sorry, guys. Um, Let me get adjusted right here real quick. For not releasing that episode, and consistency is the key to know if you really want to do something, right? Like to get into the gist of it, like consistency and passion and drive determine how hungry you are, determine how much you want to succeed or how much you don't want to succeed, or maybe finding out the path. It takes a couple tries, right? It takes a couple of uh, run-ins with the wall, falling down, and that's okay because like I'm viewed as an old man already, and I'm 36. I'm in my prime, baby, and but your early 20s is about figuring out and unloading uh, whatever trauma you have from childhood, right? Figuring out. Sorry that I'm on this tangent, but like I have to. It's this is what the podcast is. It's what is currently happening outside and inside me. Oh, that didn't sound right. Like in my head, right? And it bothered me that I didn't release an episode last week because I set a goal in mind that if I want to keep doing this, I'm gonna grind for the next 5 years, every week, week in and week out. And I failed myself. And I failed myself because I didn't release because I had other duties. As you know, I am a father. I have a job, and I had to fulfill those duties. And I was like, man, fuck. I felt like I was letting myself down, and I can't blame anybody else. But in the at the same thing, in the same breath, I had to take care of these things because uh, being a father comes first. Uh, no matter what I'm doing, being a father is my main goal because I grew up without parents, and I know what that feels like when you're expecting the people that brought you to this world to be there just to be there, right? At whatever, whatever you're doing, I just want to be present. And number one goal in life for me is being present in my kid's life. So I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that like I lay myself down because I set a goal for myself, release an episode a week. That's 52 episodes a year on top of having a full-time demanding job, being a parent, all that. Yeah, we're not crying about nothing. I can do more. I just need to do better planning. Um, but your early 20s is like it's like jumping in a pool and figuring out if you're gonna make it to the fucking edge of the pool, right? Like you're just going day by. There's some outliers out there that are already, I'm gonna be a doctor in feet or something. This episode is brought to you by Voodoo Ranger. Not really, but we like to get some sponsors. I don't have enough views or clicks to get sponsors, but hey, I drink beer every episode. Wouldn't that be cool if I get sponsored by Bud Light? Shit, I'll drink Bud Light. Sponsor me, Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? I'm 36 years Mexican. Put me in a can with a burro and a sombrero, and I'm fucking ready to go. Uh, so like your 20s is just trying to figure out where you're gonna go in life. Like, what is the thing that gives you satisfaction? Uh, and funny enough, I was talking to this person, this older gentleman, about shout out to Sal. You know who you are, baby. Um, uh, about how the industry we're in the hospitality industry, and it seems like people try to leave the industry multiple times during their career in the industry and fail to take a path where they don't longer have to go back to the hospitality industry, because if you don't know, it's one of the biggest industries in the world. Just worldwide, it's the biggest industry because you have hotels, you have restaurants, you have uh, venues, you have convent. There's all sorts of things that involve hospitality. I'm in that career, and sometimes it sucks, right? Because you give up weekends, you give up holidays, sometimes birthdays get thrown in there, right? I haven't celebrated my birthday in 36 years, just so you know. Um, and it sucks. So, but for that reason, and um, the cliche thing I hear all the time is like, "Oh, you gotta be crazy to work this industry." No, you gotta be crazy to think you could fucking fly an airplane and be okay with that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fly 600 people and hopefully we don't die. That gives me anxiety. I'm like, I'm not trying to be worried about you. Fuck that. I'm trying to make this whatever. There's people that think that our job, whether you're a chef or a server or a maitre d or a fucking a greeter or bartender, whatever, they think that that job is hard because it's somewhat physical. Well, try to fucking nail some fucking 2x4s in 115-degree weather outside with no shade. Huh? Try to do that. That's hard work. We just, you know, servants at the end of the day. We're the new slaves. Not really, but yeah. But figuring out consistency, it's a big thing that, like, talking to this guy, I was like, well, so what did you try to leave? He goes, I was just done with the industry. I thought I was never gonna come back. I was trying to look for something outside of this. In the and in the midst of things, you're like, well, but you're back here. She goes, oh, I know. It fucking has a pool that I can't. Is it the only thing that I'm good at? Probably. I'm speaking for myself. Do I want to learn other things as I get older? 100%. But I have limited time and limited responsibilities. Not unlimited responsibilities. Limited time and unlimited responsibilities when it comes to the what I think is the three lives we have. We have a private life, we have the social life, and then we have a secret life. I believe everybody has three lives. Private life, nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Unless some of your social, this is where it gets a little crazy because like we sometimes mix social life with private life. And that's a for me it's a big no-no because now you're trying to like per, perceived people in your social life to understand your private life. And the secret life, we're not even gonna get into that. Like that's secret for a reason, right? But uh, one thing I've learned over the years is that I don't share my private life with my social people, with my social persona. That persona has a different life than I do, um, and people judge you by that. So, and that's okay. Like I don't mind being judged. I'm not perfect, but I think I am. I know I'm not perfect, but sometimes I look in the mirror. I'm like, God damn, God just fucking, He gave you all the stats. You look at my stats and they're like up high, 6 feet tall, you know, 220, built like a shit brick house, handsome, you know, gene pool like a fucking Viking. But, but at the end of the day, I think you have to focus on the good things you have. Consistency. Is it a good thing for you? Probably not. Probably yes. Can you work on it? Yes, 100%. All these things you can add fuel to it and make them better. But we focus on the negative things about us. And that's part of being a human, right? So the consistency of me meeting this goal of 52, which it means I'm going to have to drop because I'm behind one episode already. If the year ends, I'm going to be behind one episode. What if something like what happened last week happens again? Should I be ready for something like that? I should, of course. So I'm taking the proper measures to not fail myself and to be consistency with the audience. The audience is here for a reason, and they're like, "Oh man, this dude's been dropping once a week," and like, what happened now? What the fuck? So they go somewhere else. So I lost a couple, or all of them, whatever the case is. In order for me to build something that's reliable, because I believe I'm a reliable person, I have to continue to grind, and it's okay. Like I'm not expecting to get money from this. I'm not expecting to be rich. I'm not expecting to be famous. I'm not expecting anything. I'm doing it out of the passion of my own heart. Like I love doing this. It sounds crazy sometimes when I sit down and think about it that I talk to myself and record it and put it out there. It sounds insane. Even to me, like sometimes like I'm sit down and like, what the fuck did I just talk about? A whole not nothing. I didn't talk about anything because I don't remember. I go like an autopilot and it just flies out. Um, but yeah, that's the that's a big old explanation on essentially why I should be more consistent because I can, and you should too. Like I'm not trying to change. I'm not trying to motivate you to be the best you can be, but you should be the best you can be. We're here for a fucking short time, and you're out there being negative and pouty and sad. You can't change the past. You cannot. I've tried. I'm from the future, and I tried to change the past, and I can't. That's crazy to me to say, right? But you cannot change the past. You can only change the outcome of today, or even not even that. You have to live today in order to live today. You can't live in the yesterday or the tomorrow. It sounds cliche and it sounds fucking tacky and corny, but snap out of it. No one's going to come and save you. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, nobody cares what you're going through. So might as well make the best out of it. Laugh about your pain, laugh about your trauma. Release that shit. Let it go. It is what it is. It happened. That does not define you to who you are today. That does not make you who you are today. What you do today makes you who you are today. The decisions you make And the lessons you learn from today is gonna make you today. Yeah, yeah. Whatever happened to you in the past, it sucked. It shouldn't have happened, but it did happen. So it is what it is. Smile, keep moving forward, it, and hopefully we all find that at one day when we old and we can't move as we used to. Nobody comes and looks for us like they used to when we were young. Nobody's inviting you to brunch. You can go be like, fuck, I lived a good life. I was a good parent. I was a good father. I was a good husband, a good brother, a good friend. That it's all I'm asking for. Like to be a good fucking human being. Yeah, yeah, you have baggage like we all do, but don't let that sink you down. And again, I'm not a materialistic person. I don't like material things. I'm not driven by material things. I'm just not. I'm a simple. Give me food, give me a roof, give me water, and I'm golden. I'll make the best out of it. But wow, this country is. I don't want to say this country. This world is going to fucking shenanigans. Um, Cinco de Mayo is coming up, baby. Cinco de Mayo is upon us, and we're gonna celebrate big this Cinco de Mayo. We're gonna make. I'm planning to make margaritas. You know what I'm saying? Margaritas. No, 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 no. I've never seen Mexicans celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Not fucking once. Maybe in Puebla, like I said. Maybe in Puebla they celebrate. Maybe in fucking Puebla they celebrate Cinco de Mayo. But where I'm from the northern part of Mexico, we don't fucking care about Cinco de Mayo. We only care about Christmas, Halloween, which is weird, uh, and Independence Day. Independence Day, the whole town shuts down. Everywhere in Mexico, it shuts down. There's a parade. There's some shady shit going on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Cinco de Mayo is coming up, and I gave you guys some recipes on my last episode. I might take pictures of the things I did at work. I might not. Who knows? Follow me and find out. You know what I'm saying? There's some good recipes on that shit. I'm finally enjoying taking credit for stuff I create or I come up with. I don't know. So I don't want to say create because like food is a creation of like need, right? Food is like uh, for some people it's like a means to live another day, and for some people it's means to show off how much money they made yesterday. That's the thing about food. Food has two sides. Some people live to eat, and some people eat to live. So I'm blessed enough that I could to create foods that I not create, put together because everything that I'm using has been created already. I'm just mixing it up all together, make sure hopefully it works. I don't create anything. Food has been uh, it's an interpretation of what you think it works. In the in my world of kitchen or service, does this work? Is it is it profitable? Is it does it execute properly? Does it take too long? How many steps? There's a lot of little kinks that comes with creating a new dish. How many steps am I gonna take? Listen to this. How many steps to put this plate together? All right, I gotta go grab the garnish here. I gotta do this. I gotta put it in the broiler. I gotta put it in the oven. I gotta take out the starch out of this. I gotta saute this. Is it too many steps? Is it too complicated? Is it whatever? Right? There's a lot going on, but I I encounter this like jealous person. I'm not a jealous person per se. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not jealous, or even outside of a relationship, in life in general. I'm not a jealous type of person. I'm like like wishing ill on people that are doing better than I am. That's their fucking journey, not mine. I'm not jealous. I don't be like, oh man, I wish I had. Fuck that guy. Why is he having a new car? Why is he having a new house? Good. They work their ass off for something. They have it. It's theirs to enjoy. It doesn't concern you or me. But I encountered this person that uh, I can feel the jealousy like sipping out of the pores of his fucking skin. And I have to play it like I'm not reactive to this. I'm not reacting to his jealousy. But where does jealousy come from? It made me realize, where does jealousy come from? And my own interpretation of where jealousy comes from any aspect in life, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's work, whether it's in a career, whether it's in succeeding at life, whatever it is. It comes from a place that I think jealousy comes from a place of insecurity and feeling like entitled to everything good that happens to everybody else because you don't give yourself credit, love. Self love is not a thing. Self love for you is like buying a pack of cigarettes once a week, and that's your self love. Self love to you is getting high. Self love to you is drinking yourself to fucking passing out. Self love is all this negative things that drown your emotions and don't let you see clear where the line is. Because instead of dealing with your emotions, you self medicate because that's how you interpret self love. Self love is fucking waking up in the morning and thanking yourself for trying another day. Self love is like taking care of your body. Self love is like reassuring yourself that no matter what, you're going to be good. Reassuring yourself that it's okay if you fall down. We're going to get back up because we love ourselves. Not being jealous of the next guy or the next girl. Jealousy is the only, like, jealousy is so bad that it poisons you. If you are jealous, you are poisoned. You are no good. You are poisoned with this thing that it doesn't affect anybody else but you. And am I saying that I always been like this? No. Like I've learned to realize that like being jealous has nothing to do with anybody else but yourself. What are you insecure about? Why are you fucking snooping around your girlfriend's house when she's not there? Or why are you like talking shit about your coworkers when they're not there? And when they come around, you're like, "Oh yeah, this is my buddy." You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Because you're insecure, you're scared, you might be threatened by them leaving you, them succeeding you, whatever it is. I ain't worried about it. So hopefully that jealousy, if you're a jealous person, hopefully you can look in the mirror and be like, why am I jealous? Ask yourself those questions. Why am I jealous? Can I fix this? What do I need to do to fucking be at peace with myself? At the end of the day, it's what matters most. Are you at peace with yourself on how you were created? Yeah, you might not be the best looking person. Yeah, you might not be tall enough. Yeah, you might not have the money. Yeah, it might all of that entire like because we're so consumed by what celebrities are doing and keeping up with the Jonesons and the Kardashians and this, and then you look at yourself and you're like, well, shit, I must be nothing. That's not the case. Like the keeping up with celebrities, everything's a facade. It's fake. You can never keep up with it. So what I'm telling you right now, love yourself because no one gives a fuck at the end of the day. I don't care. You don't care. No one cares. But you have to care for yourself. And this friend of mine told me, he's like, hey, listen, it sounds fucking cliche. It's why do I keep saying cliche? It sounds like I'm blowing smoke up your ass. But the day you begin to love yourself, and this is an he told me in Spanish, so I'm trying to like translate at the same time. The moment you start loving yourself, all that love you give yourself is gonna trickle down to the people that matter to you. And I never understood that. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like how is it okay to like how is it not selfish to love yourself, to do things for yourself? And in that moment when you're doing things for yourself, not care for those people. Well, guess what? That self love you're giving to yourself is gonna make you want to do something good for them. But as long as you don't give yourself that love, it does not connect. It has to connect. You are the one that brings the things to the people that matter to you. In my case, my kids. Like, how do I make sure that they are getting the love they need from me? By taking care of myself, by being healthy mentally. Am I 100% healthy? No, we all have fucking, slip ups. Sometimes I want to fucking choke the world out and be like, fuck you. But am I talking out of my ass? Maybe. But you know what just popped in my head right now? Doing this? You know, I love me white people. White people are cool. Whether you're racist or not, that's yours to deal with. I don't give a fuck. I don't get offended by it. You can call me beaner, wetbag, tacuache. You can call me fucking illegal, whatever you want, spick, whatever you want to call me. It don't fucking bother me, homie. You know why? Because it don't bother me. It might bother some people, but it don't bother me. Like when Trump says, like, Mexico's sending, criminals, not their best people. Bitch, what are you talking about? We stop working, we don't get no produce, we don't get no construction done, we don't get nothing. But he has to cater to his fucking people that can vote. You know what I mean? And he did what he did. Whatever. Where was I going for this? Oh, this popped in my head. You know that, again, nothing against white people. If a white person's never been on a fight, I know they never said the N word. But if that person, if you ask, hey, you ever been in a fight? 100% that person says the N word. 100% he says the N word. What is the first thing you say when you're about to fight somebody? N word, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why that just popped in my head. And, like, listen, again, I'm not going to take much of your time. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for always clicking. Make sure you share, subscribe, and interact with me. It is what it is. Because this is not your army. Much love.